A station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us on DC News Now. I'm Haley Mylon. Let's take a live look outside. 6 a.m. is your time, and there is the Kennedy Center. She's a little tough to see this morning. Brittany Ward joining us with our Saturday forecast. Brittany, what's going on out there?
Yeah, I will say this weekend not looking like the best, especially since we have a lot of events happening this weekend. We are going to be tracking storms both today and tomorrow. So any plans? Make sure to have the umbrella on hand. You are definitely going to need it. Let's talk about radar at the 6 o'clock hour. We're already starting to see rain work its way across the region, back off to the west, out towards the eastern panhandle of West Virginia. Looks like we are starting to see some moderate to heavy downpours fall in that area. But if we zoom it in to the Beltway, we are starting to see some light showers work their way into Washington, D.C., parts of Silver Spring, and then as you head over there to Prince George's County, Alexandria, Virginia, we are starting to see some light rain. Back off to the north, heading into Montgomery County, just north of Germantown. It looks like we are starting to see some moderate to heavy downpours fall in that area. So if you are heading out, definitely want to make sure you have the umbrella on hand, and you're going to need it as we head through the rest of your weekend. Now, here's why. We do have a cold front slowly passing through the region. This will continue to dive further east as we head through the rest of your day today, sparking up a few isolated showers. Could also hear a few rumbles of thunder as well. And then this same exact storm system that is making its way into our western states, that'll be moving into our area Sunday, sparking up even more showers and storms. So again, have the umbrella handy. You're going to need it. Temperature wise, not looking bad. We're sitting in the 60s to lower 70s. So keep it here, Haley. We'll have a full breakdown and timing of those showers coming up.
All right, Brittany, thanks so much. Dupont Circle is the site of the first Gay Pride Day 50 years ago. It's now off limits for this weekend's World Pride festivities. The on-again, off-again decision-making ended with the National Park Service fencing off the entire park. Our Marielle Carbone has community reaction to the major change.
Yeah, you can see the fencing here. This is that same type of fencing that goes up for major national security events like the inauguration. Now, some of the words we heard from people when they saw this today: shameful, frustrating, and disappointing. Around the exterior of Dupont Circle, workers drilling this fencing into place.
Seeing the fencing is surprising and disappointing.
After some back and forth throughout the week, the National Park Service announcing a decision to close Dupont Circle during World Pride.
This corridor is sort of the epicenter of things.
A Barmy singer lives nearby.
Because I'm not expecting any vandalism to take place, it seems like somewhat of a pretext, which is an unfortunate thing to have happen.
In a notice, the Park Service said the temporary closure is necessary to secure the park, deter potential violence, reduce the risk of destructive acts, and decrease the need for extensive law enforcement presence. It cited past vandalism in 2019, 2023, and 2024. This video showing the park littered with trash is from last year.
To mobilize to this level this quickly seems hard to believe.
A Gallup leader says it shows a clear message that the use of public space isn't intended for everyone.
It's a space of community, and to rip that away so abruptly, suddenly, probably leaves everybody frustrated and confused.
This park means so much to everybody in DC. Gay people, straight people. It's part of our city.
Jody, who's lived here for 40 years, calls the decision shameful.
It's just a provocation.
And I did talk to one man who says he's happy to see this fencing up. He said he saw a lot of trash in the park last year and doesn't want to see that happen again. Now, this fencing, it is set to be up here until 6 p.m. on Sunday. Reporting in Dupont, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
And the DC News Now team will also be out at the Pride Parade today. Look for us on the big bus. Say hi, grab a selfie, or show us your pride. We'll be there, rain or shine. And Metro is ready to get people to all the World Pride festivities. WMATA announcing extended hours for the weekend. Metro stations closed an hour later on Friday night at 2 a.m. On Saturday and Sunday, stations will open at 6 in the morning and close at 2 a.m. Saturday night and midnight on Sunday. Also this weekend, the Yellow Line will extend all the way to Greenbelt. The World Pride Parade will cause many road closures in the district. For the full list of parking restrictions and closures, go to our website, dcnewsnow.com, and just search World Pride. You'll also find details for all the festivities on our website. And once the weekend is over, the district will be rushing to turn things around for next weekend's military parade. It's to celebrate the U.S. Army's 250th birthday, but it also coincides with President Trump's 79th birthday. Military vehicles are expected to start gathering at the Pentagon's North Lot today. Next Saturday's parade will run from the Pentagon across the Arlington Memorial Bridge along the National Mall and end near the Washington Monument. Reagan National Airport will close for several hours on June 14th to accommodate military flyovers and fireworks. Developing now, the Maryland father wrongfully deported to El Salvador is back on U.S. soil, and he's here to face some serious charges. The Department of Justice is accusing Kilar Garcia of being part of a human smuggling ring. It stems from a traffic stop 3 years ago in Tennessee where he faced no charges at the time.
Abrego Garcia has landed in the United States to face justice.
Federal prosecutors now alleging the Maryland man wrongly deported in March conspired and worked to illegally bring thousands of undocumented people from Latin America into the U.S.
This was his full-time job. This defendant trafficked firearms and narcotics throughout our country on multiple occasions. They were using vehicles, SUVs, with added seats in the back, floors that had been ripped out.
The case stems from a Tennessee traffic stop in 2022 for speeding. Officers reportedly noticed a handful of people inside Kilar Abrego Garcia's vehicle. Suspecting human trafficking at the time, he was let go with a warning. Garcia was deported in March despite a 2019 court order barring that from happening to him, causing a wave of concerns over due process.
This matter could have gone away within a week or two after the case being filed. Instead of simply admitting their mistake, they'll stop at nothing at all, even some of the most preposterous charges imaginable.
Garcia arriving in Tennessee Friday after the federal indictment there was unsealed. If convicted, the DOJ plans to send Garcia back to his native El Salvador after serving any sentence.
What happened today is the exact opposite of due process, because due process means the opportunity to defend yourself before you're punished, not afterwards.
That was our Ben Dennis reporting. We're hearing from some of Maryland's congressional delegation now that Abrego Garcia is back in the U.S. Glenn Ivey spoke with DC News Now shortly after that news broke. The congressman said he doesn't know what the federal charges mean for Abrego Garcia's deportation proceedings.
This might have been an effort to just shut down the case that was going forward in Greenbelt, where the judge there was giving the Trump administration a very hard time, and legitimately so, especially for them saying things like, sort of essentially secret information that they couldn't share. We'll see if that comes out in the case now, or whether that just was a subterfuge.
And Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen releasing a statement saying, as I have repeatedly said, this is not about a man. It is about his constitutional rights and the rights of all. The administration will now have to make its case in the court of law, as it should have all along. Van Hollen was the first lawmaker to go to El Salvador and met with Abrego Garcia. Senator Angela Brooks releasing a statement as well. You can find that and the latest details on the return to the U.S. over on dcnewsnow.com. In Fairfax County, police are searching for 3 people they say broke into a home and robbed the owners. Police releasing these photos of the suspects. It happened on Ivy Hill Drive on May 15th, and that same day, an attempted burglary was reported in Arlington, but they couldn't get in through a back window. Police believe the 2 incidents are connected. Anyone with information should contact Fairfax County Police. A community walk in Maryland to tell you about this morning. Prince George's County leaders are working to address safety concerns. Councilwoman Crystal Oriata hosting the walk in Capitol Heights to highlight concerns like crime, traffic, and illegal dumping. She says it's a chance to hear from families.
Really seeing issues with abandoned property, trash in the community, potholes, streets that need to be repaved, and then making sure that we're getting pictures, we're documenting, and we're making sure that everything's being tracked in 311, and we're escalating it to ensuring that our community is not forgotten about.
This is the first of 4 community walks. The next one is in 2 weeks, that one over in Suitland. Now, Brittany, what kind of walking weather are they getting today?
You know, overall, not going to be the best. You definitely want to have the umbrella, though, when heading out, because we are going to be tracking rain, and it's also going to be warm and muggy out there. So overall, not the best Saturday in store for the area, but temperatures right now are already on the warm side. We're sitting in the 60s to even 70s. 71 currently in D.C. We're sitting at 68 degrees as you head over there to Leesburg, 73 right now in Lexington Park. And then you factor in those dew point temperatures, we're sitting in the 60s as well as 70s, indicating lots of moisture right now in the atmosphere, giving you that muggy feel when you are stepping out the door. And with that added moisture, that's going to cause for even more rain to fall as we head through the afternoon. So keep it here. We'll have a full breakdown of this forecast, Haley, and what to expect coming up.